Hello, welcome to Retro Core, and today we're in a different location. We're actually in the dining room of my house, and it's really hot, so if I look all sweaty or whatever, that's the reason why. It's really hot. It's like 32 degrees. Yeah, and we don't really use the air conditioner during the daytime because it's so expensive to run it. So I have the fan on in the background. Hopefully it won't make too much noise on the microphone here. Now, you may know that I published a video on the DreamCase about a week ago now. I think it was previous Monday, and there was a bit of a controversy about that one. I actually switched up the comments because I didn't want to cause any trouble or any hassle to the manufacturer of this device. And I will say this straight away, it was a little bit confusing about how this thing was distributed. So let me read off an email I got from the actual manufacturer of the DreamCase. Okay. So here it is on the phone, and yeah, this is what he says. So this is actually one of quite a few emails we had going between us. Okay, hello, I think I have to explain something to you because people don't read what you have written in the video description. Well, that's true. I know that from my own videos. Go and read the video description, people, if you can, that is. I know some devices you're not able to. Okay, anyway, TR Fight Stick, which means me, the person who made this. I produced this product and it was open for pre-order. Yeah, true. Then the Burhouse brothers wanted to sell the product too, and I think you have bought it from his website. That's correct. I did buy it from Burha brothers. Sorry, not Burhouse brothers, Burha brothers. That's where I got mine from. Okay, so normally TR Fight Stick, who did make this, so normally I'm not selling this product with a power adapter. He's talking about this thing, the thing that's all dirty. Don't know if you can see that. Anyway, he said he's not selling it with this, or any fans or anything like that. It's actually written on his website that he doesn't provide a power supply or any fans. But he thinks that the Burha brothers wanted to ship their customers with a gift of a power supply, since all their products usually come with a power supply. So that's why I got the power supply, because I ordered mine from the Burha brothers, or Burha Bros, or however the name is pronounced. That's why I got a power supply with mine. And this is the confusing part, because that was not mentioned at all on the website. So, you know, people are going to think that because this was shipped by TR Fight Stick, that he is the one giving away these power packs, when in reality it wasn't him, it was the Burha brothers, or Burha Bros. Anyway, and even though the power pack is rated 240 volts, he states that people in the US and Asia have been using it without any problems. And I did look this up, and apparently, yeah, you can put 110 volts into a 200 volt PSU and it will work, as long as the device it's going into will accept the output of the power pack. So, yeah, if you check my website, you'll see that I'm selling the power supply separately. That is true. So this looks confusing a little bit, not a little bit, a lot, and negative for my company, but just wanted to explain to you. Thank you very much for the unboxing video. So yeah, that clears that up. So if you did pre-order the DreamCase from a Burha brother or Burha Bros, you probably will get the PSU with it. Because it was a present for the pre-order. If you ordered it from a TR Fight Stick, or you're going to get it from Burhouse Brothers later on, you will not get the power pack. That's sold separately, and neither of the companies provide a fan with it. Okay, so that's cleared that one up, I hope. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up this, and we're going to get the Dreamcast here. Oh yeah, it's the good old silver and black Dreamcast, and we're going to put the guts of this into that. And don't worry, I know a lot of people saying, why were the guts a perfectly good Dreamcast? I have two Dreamcasts, one with a GD EMU, which is this one, and one with a GD drive. GD drive, that's what they call it, aren't they? Man, it's been so long. So this is the one that's going to get put into that case. All right, so sit back, get yourself some popcorn, and get a beer if you're old enough to drink it, and then join me fumbling about trying to put this into that case. All right, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is get this Dreamcast open. Now, you may be wondering, why would you bother putting a Dreamcast in this case over here? Well, the reason is, when you use a GD EMU, it's a real pain in the backside to get the cards in and out of it. I mean, you can't even see, can you? Here we go, there it is in there, if you can see it. And, you know, getting this thing in and out of there is not the easiest. I mean, taking it out is easy enough, but putting it back into a right pain. And the button to switch discs is here as well, so that's not exactly user-friendly. And I've lost an SD card. There's an SD card in there somewhere. So it's a real pain in the backside. So yeah, that's why you want to change the casing on this. It just makes life so much easier. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is get the Dreamcast out of here. So let's take off the modem. All right. And by the way, you can put this modem back onto the new case as well. It does fit. So we'll do that later on too. Okay, let's get all the screws out. Okay, let's turn this over. And there we go, top is off the Dreamcast. And there you can see we got the GD EMU and the fan, which doesn't fit properly in this case. That's a plastic fan. Now there's the other SD card. Okay, so now what we got to do is get this out of here. Very simple to do. Basically we just undo a load of screws and it all pulls out. Okay, now this should just lift out. Here we go. And it's got the fan attached to it as well, so we'll put that to one side. Okay, and the GDEMU we're going to leave there because it's already connected up. Then we want to take out the power supply, so that will just clip out as well. Just lift that up there. We also want to take off the connector. Now this should just lift out. There we go, there's our Dreamcast mainboard out, and we want to take out the shield at the bottom as well. We'll use that later on. Okay, so one Dreamcast out, we'll put that to one side. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is start preparation on the DreamCase. Okay, so let's get this thing open. Okay, so what we got to do first is put 4 22mm standoffs here, 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 here. So taking a look at the case there, you can see they go on the front in these spots here. Okay, so next up we need the 8 9mm standoffs. Okay, so let's see what we got here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and these are for the main board, so I'm guessing again we use these slightly longer screws, and they go here, 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 and here. Okay, yeah, it makes sense because it's a square shape. All right, let's get these put on. Okay, so next up what we want to do is get the feet installed. Now the feet also come with their own little screws and nuts. And bolts, I should say. They bolts? Yeah, the bolts. Okay, so these go here, 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 and here. Got little pads on the bottom as well, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so there we go. We have got the feet on the board. Okay, looking good. Now what we want to do is we want to put the main board onto here. Okay, so we got the main screws all screwed in, and if you do have a GDEMU installed, be sure to take off the GDEMU and install this screw here. Okay, once that's done, you can put your GDEMU back onto the Dreamcast. Okay, next thing we've got to do is put in the controller ports. Okay, and connect up the ribbon cable. Alright, all ready to go. Now what I should do is I should take off this fan because we're going to need to install that later on onto the case. Okay, so let's put that to one side for now. We'll put that over there because what we've got to do is install the switches on the back of the case. So let's get this out of here. Alright, so we've got to install the switches on the back of this. Okay, so first is the game swap switch. So this will allow you to switch discs in games that have multi-discs. So what we'll do is we'll just plunk it in here next to the power socket, and we'll just screw that on at the back. And we also should install the power switch, and that goes right here. Okay, so there you go. That's how that works. And what we'll do now is we'll get it installed onto the main base. So we'll just get it ready, and we'll put our screws back in. That's why I've left the screws over here. So what we'll do is we'll put in that middle screw first, since that should hold everything together. Okay, and we'll get the other screws in here as well to keep that nice and tight. Okay, and let's get the front on as well. So let's just stand this up. This should just balance right on there. Yes, it does. And we'll get the long screws again and screw this front plate on. Okay, so it's starting to look more like a case now. Now here is the part that a lot of people are not going to like. We have to solder, let's see what we got. These two cables, okay? So these cables connect to the switch here on the back, and we have to solder these two pre-tinned points to the bottom of the GDEMU. Uh-oh. So let's have a look. Where the hell do these get soldered to? Okay, so taking a look at the bottom of the GDEMU, I've figured out where those wires go. Basically here and here. Got to solder on here and here, these 2 points of the switch. So let's get soldering. Alright, so as I said, point 1 and point 2, the 2 points nearest the chip and the standoff. Okay, so I didn't have much luck with the actual pre-tin solder on here, so I've just put a little blob of my own solder on, and we'll just get that connected to the board. Okay, that one's on, and also this one, so we'll give a little bit more solder to this. Let's get the black one on. Alright, I think that should do it. Yep, that's on there. Yep, let's give it a bit of a tug. Yep. Alright, they're well on there. Okay, glasses back on. Success. Let's get this connected up to that. Now, I'm not sure if it makes any difference to which cable goes on which leg, so I guess you just stick them on any old leg. Doesn't seem to be any markings. Let me just check. No, it's no markings, so either's fine, I guess. Okay, next up is to install the power pack. Alright, or the PSU. So first we need to install a standoff onto that. This standoff is made out of different material by the looks of it. Oh well, it's a different shape than the other ones anyway. Okay, and this just simply plunks onto here. This connects up here. Just push that down. That's it. It's in. And presumably this should just connect onto here like this. Definitely not onto this one because it won't fit. So on it goes like that. Very simple. And next we got to connect this cable to the actual power switch. So fairly simple. We'll just wire it under there, and we'll clip it onto the top of here like this. Alright, that's that in, and we just connect the terminals up. So I think it was black. We'll put black on the bottom. Again, not too sure because there's no real guide for this. Depends which way you put your switch in. Oops, I've just popped out the switch. Oh, amateur. Okay, get that back in there. Alright, let's get this back on. Alright, that's connected. And this one too. Alright, so our power switch and power input are now connected. Good stuff. Okay, next thing we got to do is install the the SD card extender. Alright, and this is it. Okay, let's get all the pieces out. All right. Okay, so the first thing we do is we have to connect the actual SD card reader. So we just place this here on these 2 points here on the back of the case. Can you see that? So let's just get that into a bit of a better view for you. So this basically just goes on here like that, and then we screw it in here. Okay, so that is now screwed in, and as you can see, we now have perfect access to the SD card slot. Look at that. Much easier than messing around with the inside of a GDEMU tray. Okay, so now what we got to do is connect it up to the actual GDEMU, and we do that by this little piece here. So this simply just slides in. Might be easier if we take it out. Okay, so this just slides in like a SD card. Make sure we get it in right. It's a little bit of a tight fit. In we go. Okay, that's in there. Let's get the GDEMU back on there. Okay. And then what we do is we connect up the 2 parts using this ribbon cable. Make sure you get it the right way around, so the silver pin should be against the silver teeth here. Okay, on to the fan. Okay, so when you go to install the fan, there are actually 2 mounts. Okay, so let's take a look here. You have to use the correct mount for the correct fan. Okay, so we've got some cabling. We'll talk about that later on. Okay, let's get that cable out of the way. Okay, so here are the 2 mounts. We got what seems to be some sort of foam type mount. That's for the 40mm nocturnal fan or nocturne fan. If you're using the base Dreamcast fan, then you want to be using the metal mount here, which has the screws already attached to it. So what we do is we have to take off this plastic surrounding that's on the Dreamcast fan. It's got 2 screws here, so we'll undo it from those. Okay, that's them out. We don't need that anymore, and there's our fan. All right. So then what we do is we connect this part of the fan up to the connection here. So this is basically just an extending cable. So let's connect that up, make sure it's the right way around, this way. Okay, you can't get it the wrong way around because it's got guides. And now what we do is we install this fan onto this bracket right here. Okay, so I believe in the instructions the fan is meant to, kind of mount diagonally like this. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's take off these nuts here, and we'll attach it to this extender plate diagonally. All right, and put those nuts back on. And then, oops, we're ready to install this onto the case. Now, of course, if you're using the nocturne fan, you're going to get a much better cooling solution, but we don't have the nocturne fan, so we're using the one that came supplied with the Dreamcast originally. Okay, so this will simply go on the inside here. So we've got these 2 screws with the nuts again. So what we do is we just put them in here like this, nice and rounded off so they don't look too ugly. Got hex things on them as well, so if you've got some Allen keys, you can tighten them up with Allen keys. I've left my Allen keys upstairs, didn't think I'd need them. Well, and we just get the fan and we install it diagonally on here. Okay, so it looks like that. We just put our nuts on and tighten that up. Alright, so what we're going to do is take the modem out of the original casing. That's easy enough to do, just 2 screws and it should just pop out. Then now. Here we go, perfect. Just get that on there and tighten everything back up. Alright, there we have it. We have our modem connected as well. Okay, good stuff. Right, so that's it. Let's get this all wired back up. Okay, so here is the finished product. Now I know downstairs you couldn't really see it because the image was a little bit dark, but yeah, look at that. It's nice and flush at the front and at the back. So as you can see, we've got our disk swap and switch installed, the power, the place to put our SD cards in. We've got our multi out and our link out, the modem, power switch to switch it on and off, and a space which is blank because we don't have the DC HDMI mod. Okay, so let's get this thing connected up, and we're going to be connecting it up with the HDMI out from the can't say that name, the Burhouse Brothers or whatever they're called. So yep, that's now connected, and we're going to use this power supply. I really wonder if this is going to work. Should do, according to the research. Man, just look at that. That's crazy. Okay, let's move the camera over to the Dreamcast and get it into focus. All right, power's connected up. Let's connect the upper control pad. Make sure I haven't blown that board up, and switch on the power over there. All right, that adapter has lit up green. Okay, and let's switch the power switch on the back of the unit. Oh yes, I can hear the fan booting up. The red light is on, and let's see if the Dreamcast has come on. We can see me. Okay, so we've got the image on the screen, but it's the wrong aspect ratio, so no problem. We'll just fix that with the TV settings. Just a minute. There we go, back to normal. And let's see if the GD EMU is working. All right. Okay, and there we have it. The GD EMU is working. All right, let's just see if we can run a game. Let's see, what game shall we run? We could try one to make sure the disk switch is working. Yeah, why not? Let's boot up a D2. Now I don't know if it lets you change disk without having any save file. Let's just see. Load game. We haven't got any game saves, have we? Let's see what happens if I press the change switch disk button. Oh, it does actually work. Alright, well that button's wired up correctly, so if we were switching disk, it would now boot up the next disk in the sequence. So this will probably boot up our file. Yeah, there we go, we've gone straight into that. Alright, well it seems to be working just fine. Okay, let's play a bit of a game. What shall we do? Now I do realize that you're watching this on a weird looking angle. So let's try and fix that issue now, so you can get a better look at the screen. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it?
Street Fighter 03. Select your character.
Now one of the bonus things about putting the Dreamcast through the FrameMeister is I can add scan lines if need be. Yeah, just take a look at this. Alright, let's start off with a bit of Street Fighter. Yeah, looking good. So there we have it. That is the Dreamcast DreamCase by TF Fighting Stick or TF Fight Stick. I quite like it. It looks pretty smart. In fact, it looks pretty nice with that red LED swirl on the top. Or maybe you chose a blue one. You can get it with blue LEDs and blue faceplates as well. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It feels solid and I think it looks quite nice. Okay, until next time guys, take it easy and enjoy your games. See ya.